Hello, my dear 1000 PS friends and everyone who wants to become one. A MotoVlog from 1000 PS. Suzuki V-Strom 1050DE, the tall version, shall we say. I will hop off now as well. I am not standing perfectly, but it does tip over quite a bit because it is simply the same stand that is also on the standard V-Strom without the DE and with a seat height of 880. So it is not to be underestimated. Some people might say, well, you just have to manage it, but I definitely cannot get both feet flat on the ground while standing. So 880 millimeters seat height, I will tell you that right away. For shorter riders, the DE is definitely a challenge. And let's fire it up. 1037 cubic centimeters V-twin engine, which still sounds absolutely brilliant. That is something the 1050 still has. And I have to say, the throttle response of the engine is just better than the first 1050 V-Strom, which got the electronic engine management system. A really cool engine that would love for me to rev it endlessly. I will do that eventually. But for now, yes, 107 horsepower at 8,500 revs. It is not overwhelming by today's standards. 100 Newton meters of torque at 6,000 revs. And that torque comes in quite early, very smoothly, making it very usable. Saying that it catapults me forward would be an exaggeration. Sure, you can wring it out, but you do not have to. It is better to use the torque from low down. That is where the real fun is. The suspension is actually good, but it really does have longer travel, which leans more towards comfort. So it does not massively favor sporty riding. But the braking really surprised me in a positive way. I brake hard and it dives nicely. Saying it is brutal would be an exaggeration. But it does support a sporty style of riding pretty well. Tires on the DE version, at the front it is a 90-90-21, which is very off-road orientated. At the rear, a 150-70-17, and on our DE, we have fitted the Continental TKC 70. At the rear, even the TKC 70 rocks, which has a slightly chunkier tread. So that also visually makes it lean more towards the off-road side. As for electronics, I have a very neatly laid out display with a rev counter, speed shown in the middle, which I really like, gear indicator on the right-hand side. By the way, there is a quick shifter that works extremely well, including a blipper, which is just brilliant. Everything shifts super smoothly. Even when downshifting with the blipper, it handles it all perfectly. And yes, under hard braking, the front does dive a bit. I do not think it is a problem. Fits perfectly for a touring enduro like this. And of course ABS, which I can deactivate on the rear wheel, but only on the rear. To get into the menu, I have a mode button. When you press it, you get to the settings. It is then shown in gray in the background traction control. I can do all that with the throttle closed. Turn traction control off, I can switch to gravel mode. G stands for gravel mode, and then it is set up for off-road riding. Traction control is set up off-road style. And with the throttle closed, I can simply set it all the way up to 3, where it becomes particularly restrictive. Throttle closed, and now the power modes. As usual, B and C. So A is the most powerful. C, I would say, is the rain mode. Right then, yes, I am sticking with A. That is the sportiest one. And finally, the ABS. You have to hold the button a bit longer for that. I can switch it off as well, but only at the rear. I can also move it to level 2. So I have level 1. That is the setting I am using or have chosen. So V-Strom 1050DE, for me it is more of a big touring enduro that is tuned for comfort with 107 horsepower. A long way off from, what do I know, 150, 160, 170 horsepower, like some of those big touring enduros can have nowadays. The question is, do I even need it? You can still ride sportily with this thing. And, well, especially going downhill, you do not really miss much power. Maybe when climbing after a bend, when you want to blast out of it, you will notice it a bit. The front wheel will not get as light as it does with those really powerful bikes. But yes, it still tips in nicely. And the brakes are really, for me, the brakes are the cherry on top, the thing that often gets overlooked. You think, well, brakes just have to be there. Yes, but when they work well, it really is brilliant. And a lot of things come together very nicely, I would say, on the 1050 V-Strom DE. As I said, the tires also fit really well with what you are probably planning to do with it. And yes, you can lean it in beautifully, can you not? It makes it easy for me, I would say. And it really is all about the comfort it offers with its pretty soft suspension, which, by the way, can be fully adjusted at the front for rebound damping, compression damping and preload. At the rear, you can adjust the rebound damping and preload on the shock absorber. Both suspension components are from Kayaba. Not bad gear, I would say. All of it is high quality and high quality enough. And it is several thousand away from those luxury touring enduros, which often push close to 30,000 euros. Whereas the Suzuki V-Strom 1050 DE is just about scratching the 20,000 euro mark, if at all, 20,000 euro mark. And now we are getting into the area where I activate the cruise control here on the right-hand side. That is the way the Japanese do it, making you operate something with your throttle hand. In truth, it is really just the cruise control. Well, so tada. Seat height, as I said, is pretty tall. You really have to plan for that and make sure you are not too short for it. Ride sensibly along. And with the way the bike is set up, it runs really nicely in a straight line, very stable. But again, not exactly a lightweight machine, because we weighed it at 260 kilograms on our kettle scale with the pannier racks. I did not have the panniers mounted, but we removed them anyway for weighing. 260 kilograms, there you go. 260 kilograms as we are used to seeing it with the pannier racks. Suzuki states 252 kilograms. So I would say yes, without the pannier racks, that would probably be about right. They are quite honest, the Japanese, with their figures. By the way, we are right by the sea here. Gorgeous area in Spain. And for me, doing a vlog like this is just brilliant with this weather and these temperatures, really cool. Our model here, by the way, is fitted with heated grips, which I am not turning on because I simply do not need them. Otherwise, the controls here on this unit are very intuitive and pleasant to use, easy to read as well. As I said, I think the suspension is fantastic. Definitely on the comfortable side, but not at all spongy. Yes, it does dive quite a bit under braking. That is down to the longer suspension travel and the off-road capability they have built into it. Braking, just to mention it again, I think it is brilliant. And the engine, yes, with its 107 horsepower and 100 Newton meters, it is not top league anymore. But price-wise, the 1050 DE is not too bad at all. And the color, for me, this white with blue, absolutely stunning, really beautiful, truly well done. So now it is a bike that has become a very interesting option in terms of price, and I will just stand over here for you, finishing up with a view of the sea. I stumbled a bit getting here, as you can imagine, because it is so tall. So interesting price, cool bike, beautiful bike. It is not competing with those bikes that are nearly 10,000 or at least 5,000 euros more expensive. If the performance of this lively and good sounding V-twin engine is enough for you, it is a great option. Anyway, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch and listen to this vlog, this MotoVlog. And yes, the fan, it kicks in quite quickly. I mean, I have not been riding for long and it is not particularly hot either, but it reaches temperature pretty fast. And well, the fan deals with it quickly. We are almost done. There. Now we have not even triggered the fan properly yet. So yes, write me a comment. Write me in the comments if you missed anything or if you have any suggestions. Maybe because you have got a Suzuki V-Strom 1050 DE yourself. Thanks again for listening and watching. Subscribe to our 1000 PS YouTube channel. Stay tuned and I say cheerio.